Uh, a very great evening to everyone once again. I'd like to welcome everyone tonight to yet another life transforming session on our weekly online personal development seminar called CareerWise on the stable of the AEMP being the African Economic Mandate Project. Tonight, we shall be exploring a very critical topic, what we captioned Managing Your Managers. Managing Your Managers. Once again, I'd like to thank you for joining us. I'm trusting God today that today's session shall be eye-opening and enlightening, and it will never leave anyone here the same. Once again, you're welcome. Tonight, again, we are talking and exploring the topic, managing your managers. Once again, you're most welcome. So by way of introduction, let me say historically, the workplace is all about people assigned to work together to accomplish the larger organizational goals centered around productivity and profitability. Now, in the workplace, we'll have superiors, we'll have colleagues, we'll have subordinates. These are people reporting into us. And so the workplace is designed to create an intra and an interdepartmental relationship and a reporting structure. The one that mostly impacts many employees, is the relationship between direct managers, or what we call bosses, and the employee. This is the most impactful, experience most employees, typically encounter, and that's what we're exploring that fundamentally tonight. Statistics have shown that over 80% of employee turnover, that is, people leaving the organization, is a result of bad managers, followed closely by a toxic environment or a disagreeable environment. Let me emphasize here tonight that workplace is all about people. It is people that make places. And that's why culture is one of the critical factors for organizational success. When you get the people, dimension part of your business right, then your business is set for next level. So we'll be exploring again, what are the ways, what are the principles, what are the wisdom you and I can adopt to better and effectively manage our managers. Number one, it's understand your job. Competency in understanding your job is one of the fundamental things that happens that when you know your job, when you understand what your role is, and you're competent in on your job, you gain respect. It's one indirect way of managing your manager. They know you know your onions. So it's important that you must recognize that first and foremost, you must understand your job, get it right, understand what your job entails, and do it right. Number two, you must be a problem solver, not a problem creator. You must be a problem solver and not a problem creator. Now, businesses exist to solve problems. So you are employer fundamentally, among other things, to create solutions, not to create problem for the business. So when the manager sees you as someone who is always out there to provide solutions, then of course you gain, a measure of respect. And that indirectly, you are managing your manager because he now knows that, hey, this person is out here to offer solution and not a problem creator. So number two is be a problem solver. Number three, always deliver, and consistently so. When you always deliver on assigned tasks, I can guarantee you have effectively managed your manager because respect will come your way. And then when it's time for someone to be nominated for something, for an assignment somewhere or promotion, you are sure to always be on the list, on the A list. Number four, get early to work. A number of us get so late to work, and sometimes the manager feel irritated about you, and generally anything else you do, that just takes the shine off it. So get early to work. There's abundant opportunity when you get early to work. You are able to prepare your way for a most effective day, for a most impactful day. So get early to work is one effective way to manage your managers. Number five, take notes during meetings and conversations. A number of us, approach managers, and then, halfway through between when he's told you something and when you're back in your seat, you've forgotten half of what the assignment or the task at hand is. So wisdom demands that you take notes. You go out there with a journal in your hand, and then as he's talking, giving you instruction on what to do, just take your notes. And once you do that, number six thing you do, you clarify the assignment and tasks. Oh, sir, did you just say I should do this? Did you just say I should do that? Now that way they take it a lot more serious. I can guarantee you, among the pack of people working directly with him, you will be in a different place. Number seven, provide timely feedback. A number of us are running on assignment. Out there, they're giving you a task and you just keep mum. Nobody knows exactly where the status is, where you are at on the assignment, and your manager is worried, is wondering. And don't forget, the managers also have managers. So somebody is expecting him to deliver and is expecting him to provide feedback. And you are the one working on that stuff and you're not providing the right feedback, timely feedback, then you're wondering what exactly the issue. Why is he feeling, why is he feeling enraged towards you? Why is he not, why is he being impatient with you? More often than not, it's because you're not providing timely feedback. If you're on assignment, make sure, get back to your seat, do an email, and then just pop that email to him or provide the feedback to him. Oh, I'm working on this, I'm working on that, and this is where we are at, and I'll provide to you when we are done. That gives you, a sense of responsibility, and then he will accord you the respect in that regard. Number 8, don't blame others, but always hold yourself accountable. So when you are assigned to a task, take accountability. Blaming is one way for people to tell you for the manager to see you as someone who is not responsible enough. So you must take accountability and avoid blaming others for assignment that perhaps is not that fall short of delivery or of timeline as already agreed. Go out there, take accountability, be accountable for it, and then provide what next you're going to be doing to make sure that thing that never occurs again. But in the workplace, we have what we call micromanagers. These are people who are, if you like, they just want to get the job done. And they are on your neck. They won't allow you to breathe. They are, telling you and checking on you every minute. They're asking you, there's no breathing space, as it were. They call them micromanagers. So someone say, oh, this is that. In fact, my workplace is so, each time I'm going to my workplace, I feel, a heartbeat. I feel so tensed up. I'm not quite sure. I'm not enjoying my job because this manager is something else. Maybe that is what you are working with a micromanager. So what do? Number 1, stay calm when everything around you is in the state of chaos. When there's shouting, when there's noise all over the place, just keep your calm. Like one thing to do, keep calm. There's not a time to raise your voice or to respond. Just keep calm. Number 2, don't take things too personal. A number of things that most people say, sometimes they say things that may infringe on your personal fundamental human rights in the workplace, or that may cross the ethic line. Don't take anything too personal. Recognize that sometimes these people are under pressure, and sometimes this is the only way they can, release the pressure. I'm not saying it's right, but don't allow that kind of stuff to get you to get into you. You don't take it too personal. Anything they say, take it as a workplace interaction, and once you're out of work for that day, it's gone. It takes time, I know. It can be very sometimes traumatic. I realize that, yes, but don't take things too personal. Number 3, one way to manage a micromanager is clarify priority of assignment. They give you 5 assignments to accomplish, and then it's asking you, where are the 5? So what you need to do, go back to the person and say, hey, which one should I be working on? There are 5 things I have on my table I'm working right now. Which one should I work on? Which place can I advise which is top priority for you? Guess what happens? After a while, they will allow you to be. Number 4 is listen and repeat, to clarify the assignment. You listen very carefully when you are given an assignment, and then you repeat, well, did you just say this? Did you just say that? That is a way of clarifying. Sometimes they can clarify themselves and say, okay, don't worry about this one is fine, go ahead. That's the way you are actually playing along and demonstrating that I see you are difficult, but I also have to manage you effectively. Number 5 here is time your conversations. There are always times when you probably don't want to have a conversation with your manager, particularly the micromanager. Sometimes you have to check, is it early in the morning, do I go there? Or do I go in the afternoon? Or do I go, you have to time the best time. When it's a good mood, or sometimes, when you're bad mood, you avoid such a fellow. You must time your conversations. Next one is 2 things doesn't make things right. 2 wrongs doesn't make things right. 2 wrongs doesn't make things right. What does that mean? That means that when you have a micromanager who is all over you and is shouting and doing that kind of stuff, it's not a time for you to shout back, because 2 wrongs doesn't make it right. So you have to be calm, like I said previously, and manage things effectively. And then of course this is when you have to put your money when you're working with micromanagers. Next, you have to put on your emotional intelligence hat. What I mean, you must now, this is where your maturity comes in. You must gauge your moves and recognize, how to focus particularly on your assignment, because that's where you came in there. Focus on your job, get your job delivered. If you need any collaboration with any team, do that. Collaborate as much as you can, but just make sure you get a job done. And of course, when you're having a conversation with your manager, lastly here, you must go straight to the point. Brevity is the rule of the game. Brevity. Go straight to the point. Don't beat around the bush. Sometimes, again, micromanagers, I can tell you, may be impatient with you and is wondering, what are you talking about? Just go straight to the point. And if you need clarification, let him be the one asking you to explain a little further. But you just go to the point. I have an assignment in here. You asked me to get this done, and I've done this, and that's exactly what I've done. Thank you. If you need more information, of course, you can provide more clarity. But be brief and go straight to the point. In conclusion tonight, let me say, don't mistake movement for progress in the workplace or activity for productivity. Sometimes what gets people a little bit irritated, you think you're working, you are trying to get things done, you're running around, and it may not equal to progress. That's why you must clarify your goals. What exactly am I supposed to be delivering on? Because that way, a lot of people complain that I've been working for the place 10 years, 20 years, and they'll be promoted, and I wonder what's happening. So attendance is not equal to productivity. Attendance is not a reason why anybody should promote you. People get promoted largely on productivity. So don't mistake movement for progress in the workplace, and don't mistake activity, for productivity. Sometimes these are the things that people are looking out for, and you're wondering why am I having a difficult manager? Is focused on results. You are probably focused on activity. So this conversation tonight is to help you understand that activity is not equal to productivity. Number two, don't let your phone, your electronic devices rule your life. A number of us in the workplace, see people, they are with their phone almost 24/7. You don't allow that phone to rule your life or to ruin your life, if you like, because sometimes the major issue that a lot of people have is they just feel irritated that someone is always on his phone, and they can't have that in the workplace. And so you think they're difficult because they're watching you from afar, and they're wondering why is he always on the phone. So please be careful. Don't allow your phone to rule your life or to ruin your career. Number three, when it is time for work, it's work. Don't be the office joker. Take your work seriously. I've never seen a man that takes his work seriously that they won't take serious at work. So it goes hand in hand. You must take your work seriously if you want people to take you seriously at work. Now let me remind you, every job you and I do is noble. Because you are contributing to humanity in one form or another. A lot of people think, I'm not doing this job, is just a mere job, so why should I put in my best? You are mistaken, because every job you have is a passage to where you're going next. How well you do what you've done today determines where you're going next. Somebody will notice you and say, well, boy or girl, let's go to the next level. And the Bible says, very profound statement. It says, when you're faithful in little, then I will give you much. So how well you do what you do today is a function of where you find yourself tomorrow. Number five, learn to major in major things. Don't spend your time on minor things. The number of us, like I said earlier, activity all over the place, but not on major things. You must clarify what are the major assignments, major things, priority tasks, and focus on them. Great career mentors and coaches who will become, your guide. You must have a mentor. Even if you're a coach to someone, you also need a coach. So you must have people who you can share thoughts with. When your workplace is getting tough, there's somebody you can talk to offline, whether in a workplace mentor or outside mentor who can guide you and provide direction to you, because we all need direction. We all need someone who, like a sounding board, that can provide guidance to you and show you what to do, how to apply wisdom in the workplace, particularly when you're challenged with a micromanager or all of that. Next is where you are today. Like I said earlier, it's a passage. So don't get caught up in the setup. It's a setup. Sometimes you do something and it may haunt your career for a long time. So manage it very well, and then you have a glorious career ahead of you. Always remember, there's always a way out. With all of this insight tonight, I believe, and principles that we've shared tonight, I have no doubt in my mind that your career is set for a new ride. You will succeed, you will make it, and God's name shall be glorified. Once again, thank you all for joining us tonight from anywhere you are in part of the world, and God richly bless you. This is Helbio signing out, and God richly bless you all.